Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the movie, is an upcoming Sonic movie to possibly conclude the entire Sonic movie universe, although that may not be true since apparently a fourth movie is most likely in development, at least is what I'm seeing a few people talk about on the internet, well, which is actually crazy because, of course, because, they're going to keep the movie universe going. I'm sure a lot of people, including myself, are asking, like, what's going to happen after movie 3? Like, will Sonic leave Earth? Will it just end there? Will a fourth movie not happen? Well, I'm going to talk about two things what could happen if the movie universe ends or if it doesn't end. Basically, if there's a Sonic movie 4 and if there's not a Sonic movie 4, I'm going to talk about those, like, first I'm going to talk about what if there was a Sonic movie 4, and I'm going to talk about what if there's not a Sonic movie 4. Or also, Jim Carrey will be mentioned a few times in the video, so just bear with me. So let's get right into it. So for this part, I'm not going to talk that much about what sort of to expect if there's going to be a Sonic 4. So other than that, possibly Amy, at least if I'm correct, I'm going to try to put a screenshot on the screen that Amy will play a big role in probably in this fourth Sonic movie. And maybe they can introduce some new characters if the series continues. So like, maybe stuff like the Chaotix, and I don't know who else. Just the only ones I can think of is Amy Rouge and the Chaotix. That's all I could think of really. And what could they make this on? They could do like basically like Sonic 2006 style, even though that game it didn't do that well according to many critics and users. But maybe they could do it maybe in a different way, maybe just get creative and like something that's never been done before. But yeah, if they're going to make a 4 Sonic movie, they could just do that. So yeah, nothing really much to say. But if there won't be a third Sonic movie, that one has a few predictions, so let me just go ahead and talk about it real quick. So for this part, there is some good news and bad news. So the good news is that if the third Sonic movie is successful, they can like continue the movie franchise in another different way, like an animated TV show version, or maybe they could just do like Knuckles TV show style, something like that without Jim Carrey, because of course Jim Carrey might actually retire, or he will retire after the third Sonic movie, unless they could get Jim Carrey to return, sort of like, sign it out of contract at Paramount Plus, get it Roy Scheider style from Jaws 2. You know what? Never mind. But yeah, they could just somehow get him to return somehow. But what they also could do is just, like, he can just retire. They can get another villain right here. Maybe some, like, basically villains from Lost World. All of that's ridiculous to include. You could do IDW comic villains or something like that, because like there are a few more villains more iconic than Eggman, like Metal Sonic and maybe then Shadow, although he will be in the third movie. It has already been confirmed. Obviously, we've seen him, we've seen the leaks, everything. Another problem is that, like, if Jim Carrey retires, that like we can't just follow him and replace him, right? Like, you gotta have him. Because the fun fact that I probably never mentioned is that he's one of the reasons for the first and second movie's success, with making like more than $100 million at box offices, if I'm correct. Now, for the third movie, I have no idea how successful it will be, because obviously Jim Carrey is, of course, the Eggman, and Shadow, of course. They're probably obviously going to be the main star of the movie, and obviously, they're going to play the most important role, at least is what I'm seeing, because obviously you need both of those characters to like make the third movie, Sonic Adventure 2, like, make it as successful as possible. Of course, we have to see Shadow's death and everything, which is actually probably be the best part of the entire movie if it will happen. So you can also do like an animated TV show edition, not Sonic X style or Sonic Prime style. Well, maybe something similar to that. I'm sorry. So you could just do like an animated version. I remember the first 2 Stuart Littles were like live action, but then the third one was animated. Like, I don't know if you guys know those old movies with Stuart Little. Like, the first two were live action and used Stuart as CG, but of course, and the third one is actually more anime, which I found surprising. I'm like, wow, like, what happened to the actors? I don't know what happened to those. I think they just got old or something, and they never bothered to make a fourth movie until that time. So they could do something similar to that, or they could just end it. Like, if there's no good, if the actors who play, the 3 main characters, and the actors who play Maddie and Tom, if I think that's her name, like, if they're not there, get some voice actors to make it sound similar to them, or continue for 1 season, probably up to 3, continue the series there. But maybe even do shorts, because sort of like you know, like Sonic movie universe shorts or something like that, just to, you know, add a no, although that I'll actually just add some more humor to it. That's probably won't be something that will never happen. Even if the entire movie universe is successful, they will have to eventually end the entire series. Like, no matter how successful something is, everything has to come to an end. Like, even if fourth movie won't be the last one, the series will have to end at some point, even if it takes up to 100 years or something like that. That sounds ridiculous. I don't know if that will ever happen. I think the limit it will go is to probably to like 2030. I'm saying probably it will probably end if the movie universe continues. One more thing I want to mention is that what will happen if they actually just replace Jim Carrey with another robotic character? That I think that would just cause the movie to like go down if that continues in a different character. So that's why possibly an anime version after the entire universe series ends, like even if it's after the fourth one, if there is going to be a fourth one, which probably will, as what I'm seeing, it's that like they could just do animated version, you know. Or they could just introduce some new villains, you know, Metal Sonic is one of them, and maybe like you could introduce Infinite, Mephiles, stuff like that. Basically, like introduce people who never found out about these characters and put them in a movie universe if people prefer that over the entire Sonic franchise. So that's my short predictions, y'all. So I think that if there will be a Sonic 4 movie, they could just continue doing that. If they won't, probably do anime versions like TV show or a movie or something like that. Let me know what you guys think, what we think will happen even after Sonic movie 4. What will happen, like basically after the entire Sonic movie universe franchise finishes? What do you think will happen? I would like to see your thoughts in the comments.